Now, the Ingonyama Trust Board will this morning launch its first participatory platform, the Traditional Council Strategic Engagement Forum. And that's aimed at addressing land-related issues. The forum will bring together Izinduna, Amakhosi and government officials to find solutions for various land matters under the trust. Sleti Ndlovu joins us live with more details out of KZN. Sleti, with the board launching this forum after, one has to say, many land issues that they've certainly faced. How does this forum then plan to perhaps address some of those key issues?
Good morning, Arabile. Well, from the reports that we've received, they state that they hope that the discussions that they're going to have today are actually going to find an outcome or solutions to those various land issues that have been faced under the trust. I'm going to bring in Advocate Linda Zama, who is the ITB Deputy Vice Chairperson, who, firstly, thank you very much for your time this morning. I want to start off by speaking about today's engagement, maybe just to flesh it out for us. What is the engagement about?
First of all, thank you very much for the opportunity and good morning to the viewers. This is a very important engagement with Amakhosi Izinduna on land-related matters because Ingonyama Trust Board has this responsibility of administering and managing land which falls within traditional leadership. So this engagement is very important and it is historic.
Just speak to us about some of the common issues that you've identified in the province.
What we have identified in the province is that post-1994, right up to today, there has been a gap because the law doesn't seem to be consistent with customary ownership of land. And that is becoming quite a hot potato because land is becoming quite scarce and there is an interest in customary ownership of land, and that land falls squarely within the competence of Amakhosi.
And I want to talk about Amakhosi next, and maybe just to ask you to just kindly turn your focus this way. I want to speak about Amakhosi because we know that they are also going to be part of today's engagement. Just talk to me about some of the concerns that they've raised, particularly when you are looking at communal land.
Amakhosi have been quite concerned about the fact that the law as it stands has chipped away their powers because, as I've just indicated, customary ownership has always been very important. However, the feeling is that there has been a dilution of their power and that they don't even have the capacity to implement what the current legislation requires of them.
And maybe just a last one on my side. Of course, the board has also been accused of quite a number of things. I think also just in relation to communities not being included when you are looking at land. I think it's also important for the engagement that is going to take place today to address some of those allegations and to ensure that going forward you are not facing those very same issues. At some point, I mean, the board has been accused of illegal practices in the province of KZN. So just speak to us about how the engagement for today is also going to address some of those allegations and ensure that they don't continue.
The engagement today is very, very important because it seeks to address the concerns of Amakhosi and these allegations that have been flying around. What is important is that this new board has clearly identified these concerns, the fact that the board has to have a close working relationship with traditional councils. And the purpose is actually to address these matters in detail, not in bits and pieces. That's the second thing. And then the second thing is that what has been flying out into the media, allegations against the board, this current board just wants the public to be assured that we concede that there have been gaps, that some matters have not been handled properly. However, this board is committed to addressing those issues, and that is why we are here today. We want an interactive engagement, participatory, so that we highlight, and we also don't want to downplay the accountability of the board. We are accountable to our stakeholders.
Advocates, thank you very much for your time this morning. That's Advocate Linda Zama there. She is the ITB Deputy Vice Chairperson, speaking to us not only about what's set to take place here at the Durban ICC, but also what the engagement is about. Of course, we know that on Wednesday, ITB will be giving a media briefing in terms of what will come out of today's engagement. Arabile.
Sleti Wendlovu, thank you so much for bringing us that interview as well as that discussion.